Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Before we start today's story, we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who enjoyed our first show. Okay, so this week's episode isn't about a product, it's about the scuba diver Sarah Gauthier. She recently did a Q&A with us over on our blog page, and we just wanted to take a moment to talk about her and her fight against plastic pollution.
So Sarah is a professional scuba diver from Quebec, Canada. She was inspired to take up scuba diving by her mother, and it's because of her inspiration that Sarah became an instructor to help others fall in love with the scuba diving world. So she soon started to notice that every time she dived, she started seeing more and more plastic in the ocean. So her mission changed. It's now not just about getting people to fall in love with scuba diving, it's also now about raising awareness for plastic pollution in all 7 continents.
So Sarah started to think about what she could do to help spread awareness of plastic pollution. She's not an engineer or a scientist, so she wouldn't be able to help in that area. It was then she realised that everyone has a voice, and the best way to spread the word for a cause is through social media. That's when Sarah got the idea to dive all 7 continents and share the underwater world and the effects of plastic pollution through her photos and videos.
So using her social media platform, she was able to help spread the word of plastic pollution to well over 17,000 people. So this, of course, was helped with lots of media outlets spreading the word about what she was doing, and her cause spread throughout the diving world. But diving in all 7 continents is just a walk in the park. It takes a lot of discipline, physically and mentally. Anyways, here's a few questions that we asked her.
So we asked her, which place in the world do you think the plastic problem was most evident? She replied with, I think the plastic problem is everywhere. It is hard to judge because the currents and tides move it a lot. Some countries also have better infrastructure to take care of the problem. If the beaches are cleaned every day, people won't necessarily notice the pollution in the water. With that being said, I feel like I encountered more plastic in Asia. I did, however, find some on every continent.
So one of Sarah's most challenging dives was actually in Antarctica, where she faced -2 degrees Celsius waters. So we asked her, can you describe to us what it feels like when you're underwater in such cold temperatures? Sarah replied, at first it's a thermal shock, especially to your face. I had 2 little spots on my cheeks that were directly in contact with -2 degrees Celsius water. After a minute or so, they would just become numb and I wouldn't feel the cold anymore. Wearing a dry suit with a lot of undergarments made me feel like the Michelin Man. To compensate for the positive buoyancy, I would have to wear a lot of weight as well, which would make it harder to move freely.
Okay, so back to plastic pollution. We asked Sarah, what do you think can be done to help solve the plastic problem in our oceans? She replied with, I believe that as individuals we should try to consume less in general, but definitely reduce our plastic consumption. Then we should clean what is already in the oceans. Being a role model is very important. If someone sees you pick up trash on the beach, it will make them think for sure. I believe that doing it with a smile and a positive approach is also an excellent way to get people involved. Using your voice wisely to elect politicians that fight pollution and climate change would also help the problem.
Okay, so that's enough of the questions. We of course asked Sarah a lot more than that, so go on and read the full-on article. Just click on the link, it's pinned down in the comments below. So now she's dived all 7 continents and helped spread the word about plastic pollution. What's Sarah's next plan? So she of course wants to keep on fighting against plastic pollution and inspire younger generations to help clean up plastic mess. And because of the diving in Antarctica, she's now no longer scared of cold water diving neither.
Yeah, so she plans to go diving in Russia, Scotland and the Arctic. Other than that, Sarah is holding her cards close to her about her next project. But if it's anything like her taking the Plunge against plastic project, it's going to be amazing. So thank you, Sarah, for all your hard work. You really are an inspiration for us all. Like Alannah said,
Alannah's not feeling well today.
You're Alannah, it's fine.
Like Alannah said, to read the full article about Sarah, we have pinned it in the comments below. We have also pinned her Instagram, so go follow her.
So we've also put a link to an interview Sarah did with PADI about diving these 7 continents, so go give that a watch as well, and gives it a thumbs up too. And that's it, another episode of the Deep Dive done and dusted. So like we said in our very first video, or like the girls said in their very first video, I'm just An understudy.
You're not Mark. You
I'm
are
an
Alannah.
understudy.
You are Alannah. Get in the mindset of Alannah.
So yeah, the deep dive will be about all things diving, not just products or news stories. So let us know in the comments below what would you like myself or Alannah and Hollie to talk about. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.
Okay, so the first pro is all about the multifunction of a heated undersuit. Most are just the same as a normal undersuit, just with heated coils. So even if you don't have the coil switched on, you will still have a normal undersuit to stay warm. So it ticks both boxes. You keep warm, and if you start feeling a bit too cold, at a flip of a switch, the coils will kick in and warm you